The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away. By rule, that comes out to the 40-yard line, so good opportunity for this offense with solid field position. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's Prescott. Left side, got Jones. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. So the completion good for just 3. And it's 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath.
And Prescott, his 3rd interception. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
Looking deep downfield. Touchdown! Anthony Schwartz, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Colts are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that as he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the 1st as they kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. If they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Man open, here is Jones. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain there of 21 yards. First down, Prescott. He'll find Jones again, complete. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there,
and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Kaiser Wright. And the Colts are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right? The coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he is paying it off in a big, big way.
Jamal Adams coming up from his safety spot to make the play. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Howell. Throw left side complete. That's Howard. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks. 21-0 our score after one. Hal to the air on 1st and 10. And he fires one incomplete. Austin Eckler, the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Not sure what happened there, but he just didn't get the right read on the coverage that time. Pass wasn't where it needed to be, and that'll send them back to the drawing board.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Eckler now between the tackles. And he's up over midfield and down into Tennessee territory. 48 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
3rd and 2. Here's Howell. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's going to have the first down and then some. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A big play there on the catch and run, and it'll give him a fresh set of downs. On 1st down, Howell. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Demario Davis coming in for the sack that time.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Howell. And this one is incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
The Colts on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 17. Third and long. Here's Howell. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And the Titans are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handed out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. And
now here's another interception. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. Well, this is just crazy. He's got 3 interceptions, Charles, and we haven't even departed the first half of this ballgame.
I think if you're looking at the stats right now, you're saying, all right, who's the leading receiver? Well, can you flip it around and say that maybe he is and could be for the game the way that things are going right now? I think if it's him, he must.
And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Austin Eckler, he has career touchdown number 78, tying in with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list. And the Colts are able to widen their lead here in this first half. It's not too often that you say, hey, this one's going to be over by halftime. And, CD, I know our bosses probably don't want us to say that because they don't want people clicking away, but this one might be over by halftime.
And since you already put your job on the line by actually saying it, I will co-sign and go with you because you're my partner. We don't mean to do it, but this game has been exactly as you've described. I see no hope for them going forward.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to...
And my goodness, another interception. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it. But it just tells you about the game of football. They give it, and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he'll take this one down to the 36. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well, they gave up a few yards there, but all in all, I think it's a pretty nice job defensively against the jet sweep. If they don't slow him up, he might take it to the house, so they'll take that play every time on the defensive side of the ball.
Now Howell. Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down. The Colts send out their punter, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And this will do the job nicely, as that'll be out of bounds just inside the 10-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
3rd down, Dalvin Cook. And he's going to come up well shy of the 1st here as the tackle's made right around the 12. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments, and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. Was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Off play action. It's Howell. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. And the Titans are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw? And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. He completes it to Jones. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Here's 2nd and a yard. Up the middle, it's Cook. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They run again on 1st down, Cook. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
From the 38, Prescott. He'll get that complete to Albert O. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Prescott. Complete to Jones. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Prescott from the gun. Caught on a slant. Nice gain of 8 that time, and it's 2nd and goal. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. 2nd and goal from the 1. They'll run for it with Cook. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Dalvin Cook punching it in from a yard away. And the Titans get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. He's got it to bring it back to 28-7 now. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. And he'll just burrow his way back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Now the Titans will use their third and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. And Howe will throw it. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. He's got a man, complete. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets, because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Anthony Schwartz with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Colts take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll increase their lead to 28. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. The CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
Hey, partner, you know as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl A 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Third and short yardage. Prescott. Oh, Prescott stripped. And the Colts pick it up. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
They'll get this down to the 21, just on the edge of the red zone.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
On 2nd and 7, Powell. He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. 3rd and 1. Howell's going to throw it. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And the Colts are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a 1st down.
Oh, how about this on 1st and goal? No, bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose. Could have been a costly mistake, but as it turns out, they keep possession.
You can't give away these types of opportunities in the red zone. And I'm sure that was flashing through his brain as the ball escaped his hands. Fortunately for him, able to get picked up by his team, fumble recovered. They still have an opportunity deep in the red zone.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
On 3rd down, here's Eckler. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. And now the Colts call on their field goal unit here. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And his kick is good. So after 5 touchdowns offensively, hey, maybe it's time to get the kicker a little work, and he's able to connect there.
I love that empathetic side of you. You're worried about him getting some action, getting to be a part of the game. Well, he got in and got it done.
And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
1st down, here's the run with Cook. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. It's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Prescott now. He'll find Metcalf, and he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Smith. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts 16. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Prescott. Quick hitter here, it's complete. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well.
And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Dalvin Cook, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Titans get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is down to 24. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This will be fielded inside the 5. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And it's looking all the more likely that a 5th straight win is going to be in the cards. They'll try to run some time here with a 1st and 10. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with 3rd down looming. Powell trying to pick it up on 3rd. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
Probably a little bit of a surprise call there on 3rd and inches that they decided to throw the football. And how difficult is that for an offensive line when they look up and see all those extra bodies coming at them?
Tons of bodies coming in. They get a huge sack there. This is brought in at the 21. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it'll be Titan football. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds ends up falling incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Prescott. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he'd won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career.
And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. A great effort there. 42 yards. And the Colts add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory. Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but and my goodness, another interception. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense. And certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping to hold a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap 1.
Extra point splits the uprights, and this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. From the 6. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Prescott. Catch is made by Metcalf. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Prescott. And he's going to go down again. Javon Hargrave dropping him for the 2nd straight play. Might want to think about blocking him here on 3rd down. To throw is Prescott. And he's stopped up short of the 1st as they tackle him down at about the 36. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. Desperation time. Prescott on fourth. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, Prescott stripped. And the Colts pick it up.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget. Absolutely. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they've got the big lead here in the fourth. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. It's Eckler again. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a third and about 7 left. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Powell throwing on third down here. Blitz coming, and down he goes. And now that brings up fourth down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. The Colts send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. This is taken at the 23. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Titans offense set to begin the drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a card.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Cole Holcomb. Well, they've got the huge lead now. They have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road and help seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. The Colts in victory formation now as they take the knee. And a sight that's becoming familiar in this season. They remain undefeated, another win under their belt.
And they did it the way that they really want to. Taking a knee at the end of the game. That means you have the ball, you're in control, you dictate the final part of this ball game, and they did exactly that.
And the clock rolls down to 0.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Colts, they improved to 5-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for the Titans, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And they'll try to make amends next week as they host the Cleveland Browns.